Eurovision party people. Welcome back to Eurovision is My Religion, your weekly podcast where we chat, laugh, and dissect the Euro madness. I'm your host today, Katrina, and with me I have Slavestor's biggest #1 fan, August.
Go Slavestor. We're so proud. You can do it. Whatever happens, we love you.
Woo. Our Euro Papa, loving Euro Mama, Simona.
Euro Papa.
I'm there with you, Simona. What a song. And pasta, pizza, parmigiano. Italy. You get it? Italy.
I get it.
Lover.
I get it.
It must be an original joke, sorry.
Yes, I love food and I love Italy's song this year. So,
and her name is Angelina Mango.
She doesn't like mango that much.
Only
In Thailand, isn't it?
In Southeast Asia, mangoes are really nice. In Europe, I feel like they're not ripened enough. So, you know.
Why is she called Mango then?
Not right.
She probably didn't ask me about my opinions regarding mangoes. Yeah, I don't know. Is it her actual surname or stage name? Anyway,
maybe we're pronouncing differently.
Mango.
We should.
Anyway, this week we thought it would be interesting to try and put the songs that we have in some categories, which is not an easy thing to do. Because I'm sure you agree that this year we have such a great variety of genres and sounds and looks and languages. Amazing year in total. Like, I think one of the best ones we had recently. So, of course, a very obvious and easy way would be to try and put those songs in some musical genres, but that would be also a boring way. So instead, I came up with some hopefully creative and fun categories that we could put the songs, different songs into. And of course, some songs might end up belonging in a couple of categories, and that's okay. But with that, let's start.
Also, we don't know the categories.
You don't know the categories. I came up with them as I was preparing for this episode. And I have 9 categories. One of them has like 2 subcategories. So let's say 10 categories in
Let's
total.
complicate this.
Some of them are flattering. Some of them are a little bit mean because it wouldn't be our podcast otherwise. So let's start. The #1 category that I would like you guys to think about is guilty pleasure.
Spain.
So it's like a second piece of cake. You know, you shouldn't have it, but it feels so good and it's so delicious, and you're gonna have it.
Is that our stance on cake? Because
I mean, what's
love
the
a second
judgment?
piece.
Yeah. Why is it normal pleasure?
Yeah, it's normal pleasure. Encourage pleasure.
Yes.
Anyway, you get my point. A guilty pleasure song, something that you don't know why you like it, but you really like it. And it's
Okay,
stuck
I
with
know
you.
why I like Spain.
I think
so it's-
Simona hit it on the head, didn't she?
But why is Spain guilty?
Because she cannot really sing live, probably. And we still
We're not
like it.
starting with the mean ones.
No, I mean, come on, that ending note. Unless it maybe wasn't her best day at all, but the song is still pleasure. Guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I think Spain is quite unlikely also to reach, top 5 or something like that. And but it's just such a good party song, regardless of the vocals, performance, and stuff like that. That makes it a real guilty pleasure. I would feel guiltier if the whole table wouldn't rooting for that. But since our table loves the song, it doesn't make it sound like it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I have put some songs in each of these categories as I was preparing for the episode. So the names that I have put down are mostly the girly bops. So the Maltas, Georgia, Cyprus, Luxembourgs of the world. For me, this is the definition of guilty pleasure. It's not a musical, not a spectacle, it's not the word I'm looking for, but it's not a musical
masterpiece.
Yeah, it's not some sort of masterpiece. but a lot of people enjoy this kind of music.
I do. So
And you are that people.
yeah, I'm that person. So I thought maybe that's what you mean, and I thought maybe I should say Georgia, just because recently I've been really enjoying that song. But then I looked at the song list, and I came up with a different song for my guilty pleasure. One that maybe kind of in terms of the vibes could be similar to the songs that you listed. But for me, I'm guilty with regards to Sweden's song this year.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Because
Very
I
fair.
kept complaining about Swedish pop music for like good 2 months until we came to talk about their kind of selected song, and I just can't really get it out of my head.
It's unforgettable.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually had it on my pre-prepared list as well. Like it was all the girly pops in Sweden. It fits right in.
I agree. And, I gave 1 point for Sweden in my top 10. Like, it is.
It is a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, and I really enjoy watching it, and I feel almost ashamed because, it's such a polished performance, and I know at this table people don't really appreciate it as much. So I do feel guilty a little bit, but I really enjoy. I find that performance just mesmerizing. So yeah.
Yeah, I was cringing all the way up to the moment when they started dancing in sync on stage.
Like two drops of water.
Yes, like 2 little drops of water. And then I thought, oh my gosh, this is cool. And they were so easy with the moves. And they were, and it wasn't very easy too. They were twisting, but super in sync. And I thought it was quite cool. Polished, yes, but quite captivating.
Yeah, so guilty pleasure. Well, now we're on the table.
Okay. A few good candidates for guilty pleasure. Second category, I named it Eurovision Time Machine. And this is the category with the 2 subcategories.
Okay.
So we are talking about the tunes that transport you to another decade. And there are 2 ways to transport you into the past or the future. It could be dated in a good way, but it could also be dated in a bad way. But let's start with those that are dated in a good way.
I think clearly Spain, I think, should be in this category. And probably Austria as well, loving those 2000s, 90s.
So Eurodance track, yeah,
Eurodance
definitely.
vibes. So I think for me, both of them stand out in terms of being old school, but in a very enjoyable way.
Yeah, the other 2 names I added to this category, also a Eurodance track, Finland, pure 90s vibe.
Very
95,
much.
pure 95.
Pure
Yeah.
95 vibe.
Exactly 95.
And also, maybe the Netherlands. They are bringing back the genre, gabber, right? That was popular in the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
also a bit of a time machine.
Yeah.
But
I just feel like theirs is a bit more original current twist plus the time machine. So
Yeah.
it's not full time machine, not just replicating those years.
yeah, I think Spain and Austria just kind of really feels like a song from that time. Maybe Finland and Netherlands just feel influenced by those times, but in an interesting modern twist, as you put it, Simona.
And you can tell that they've been recorded now. Like with Spain, I couldn't.
You could believe it was from the 80s.
And same with Austria, with Netherlands in particular. Like you could tell it came now, and obviously that they're using those tunes and those styles from the years before.
And what about those songs that, didn't use the time machine correctly and ended up delivering maybe not exactly what they wanted to deliver?
I think we all know.
Yeah, we all know the number 1.
On 1, 2, 3, Iceland.
I feel it coming. Been here before and never got it.
Oh, wow. That was a beautiful moment. Thank you, guys.
That's a given, of course.
It's not even that it uses old school music or anything. It's like you turned on Eurovision and everything that, when UK complains about Eurovision, other countries complain about Eurovision, show and how it's like, it's all the same and all bad songs and stuff like that. It's like you turned on that song and it is a perfect representation of that. It's so generic and from previous
It's
years.
just dated in a bad way.
Yeah.
Very, very dated.
Yeah, you know who else I thought was worth mentioning? For me, it's Germany. I don't know if it's
I
a
can
matter
see
of
that.
dated, but it does feel like a song from 7 years ago.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a bit generic already then.
Yes. And I will put Sweden in the same category,
No.
actually.
No.
For me, it's
Simona,
Swedish
for
House
those-
Mafia from
You guys
2012.
didn't see, but Simona just blocked Katrina in the room.
Yeah. I think I'm getting my boxing gloves out.
No. Oh, she's turning off her microphone.
Yeah.
I feel the same like you feel about Germany. It just feels like something from 7 years ago when,
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
a
for some
consensus episode or not? Because I'm going to fight this one.
I think on the 7 years ago, then you kind of broaden it much more. And I'm not putting it in a bad category, but then Ollie's song just reminds me of
Yeah,
his
also.
years and years songs, which were all popular like 5-6 years ago.
well, you see, but not 7. Mm.
Maybe even 7 years ago. I don't really know when they were released, but it's difficult to play with this kind of short term.
True. We should at least,
And also when you say the second subcategory was of when the time machine didn't work. I mean, Sweden's might be old school Sweden performance, but we've done a really good job with it still.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
checkmate.
I see a difference
Watch
in
out.
energy. Simona's ready to
Okay,
rumble.
Katrina.
Katrina trying to.
Okay.
Trying to just do the
Okay.
episode. Come on, let's move on.
Okay.
Just trying to move on. Very quickly before we move on, I also have jotted down Albania. Nothing against it, but it's something we've seen so many times from the Balkan countries, and just I think it's a bit dated by now, not in a good way.
But I think we should recognize that there are not that many songs that I could actually put in this outdated in a bad way category.
Not that many.
And usually I would have a bunch at least of the songs that I would be, oh, cool.
Another
Okay.
testament to what a great year it is, and a beautiful segue to the next category, which is toilet break. So, which songs will be a great excuse to step away, refill your drink, grab a snack, go to the loo?
So many. I have so many toilet breaks.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Is it
not so
because
many.
of drinking or?
That might be influenced by heavy drinking as well. Okay, 2 come to mind, but I'm sure there are more. For me, it's Portugal and Serbia. I think about Serbia, we talked about it already. It kind of, the song builds up so slowly that I'll just be using that opportunity to
Just pee your pants by the point it actually reaches the climax.
very visual example, but sure. Portugal as well didn't connect with the song. Just, I don't know. For me, Eurovision is about like singing together with the performance. Like by the time we get to the final, I know these songs. I want to sing it with them. I don't really connect with these 2 songs that I mentioned. So for me, they would be like, meh. Toilet.
I will add Moldova to the list with great sadness, because normally I love Moldova and I had high hopes for Moldova this year, just like any other year. But unfortunately, if I had to use the loo this year, Moldova is probably the song I wouldn't mind missing.
But you would be missing
part
the...
And microphones. Violin.
And
I don't
I
mind that
see.
song, honestly. I don't know what's with the song, but I don't hate it that much.
I don't hate it either. I'm just saying
I will
it's
hold
a
my
toilet
pee.
break song. I wouldn't hold my pee for it.
Well, I'll have to.
Maybe it's good to have differences of opinion because, you know, otherwise we would get accused by the toilet during the
Exactly.
same song.
Yeah,
So, you know,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
encourage
Logistically, it would not
diversity.
be
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
and I'm already queuing for the Portugal. And I wouldn't. Well, Serbia is. I agree, and as I commented, it just builds so slowly. So whilst I know that it climaxes, I will stay and hold my pee. But if I
Second
was
sexual reference.
if I was although not advisable to hold your pee generally, but if I didn't know that song, I think a lot of people would go and queue up and just build queues to the pee.
Okay, so hold your pee before climax is what I
It-
got from your
Generally, don't hold your
You don't
pee.
need
It's not
to hold it,
advisable,
I
but
Right. August, when will you be going to the bathroom then?
especially for men, not advisable.
Yeah, I think Azerbaijan for me. I think the music clip made me think that the performance will probably be something a bit jazzy and a bit boring.
But what about Ilkin Dovlatov's appearance?
I could see
Okay.
you scrolling through your notes to check the name.
Okay. Touche, Katrina. I'll have to rethink this. Maybe I'll hold my pee, come back once I hear that voice. Or maybe mid-peeing, I will run back.
This
Let's
is not how you
elaborate.
expected the
I
section
think,
will go.
this category, I think you planted that seed of pee.
Now you can't stop thinking about
It's
it.
an analogy that, we have to build on it
It's
more.
Katrina's fault. Yes.
It's my fault, but I also had a rather lengthy pre-prepared list of songs.
It must
I
be
also
Sweden.
added-
Sweden will be there.
No, actually, I didn't add Sweden because I agree with you, Simona. It's it's a good performance. Like I would like to watch that performance. I would not go to the bathroom during the performance. I feel that I could go during Denmark's and Germany's performance. I would feel that I just wouldn't miss that much.
Denmark as well.
Yeah.
I
True.
wouldn't miss that
Sand,
much.
sand.
And at what point we're going to stack up for more drinks and stuff like that? Or are we using Uber Eats to order?
Oh, okay, we will gather before the show and we'll sort out all of these logistics to ensure there are no queues or bottlenecks in how we operate this important evening. Right, our next category is the category, just like the Estonian song this year has the longest name of all of the songs, this category has the longest name of all the categories. It goes like this: you try so hard, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Oh, I love it.
What are the songs that feels they are literally giving it all the energy, all the effort, but it really is not making the impact they wanted to make?
Before I reveal the song, I would like to make a note that then you start speaking about Estonia. I thought, is it going to be a drugs category? Because I'm not sure how to respond to that one.
Which performance look like they are on drugs?
Yeah. But in terms of this sort of category that I'm not going to repeat myself, even though I'm a big Linkin Park fan. So I appreciate the citation. I think Georgia. I think she has great vocals, great performance, great song, but in this year, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, I have our rocker girls, Czechia and San Marino.
Is San Marino trying that hard?
I think they are.
I mean, they were jumping on the stage a lot.
I think they are trying very hard, but I don't think
but they
it's-
used AI for songwriters, so not trying that hard.
the San Marino Megara's
Yeah.
lyrics are legit, I think, no?
Didn't you say that their lyrics were also AI
No. There was
generated?
some AI generated songs in
Okay.
the final, but not Megara's lyrics. People
Okay,
are
I
saying
thought
that,
that it was theirs as
their
well.
lyrics are basically talking about their personal experience with going through the national final in Spain last year and not winning, the Spanish people not choosing them, and basically saying, okay, I don't need you anyway, blah, 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 blah. And now I'm here and I'm making impact.
How hypocritical.
But I don't think they're making the impact they want to. I'm not sure Czechia is making the impact. And the other song I have on the list is also, Simona, you will be glad to hear, Poland.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think Poland popped into my head when you mentioned this category for sure. The other one, which I'm hoping will not fit into this category by the end of the grand final, but I'm a little bit worried that Ollie Alexander might fall into this because UK are pulling all the stops with bringing him in, producing this great song. I'm a little bit worried that we will have another May Muller situation where UK still ends up at the bottom of the table. I really want to believe that's not going to be the case, but I think we'll know in May.
Da, da, da.
I think I agree with being scared that this would happen. I think it doesn't deserve this because it's a good song and a good performer who likes Eurovision. and deserves points.
It's such a strong year.
It's
Like,
just such
if
a
they
strong
would
year.
bring Ollie any other year, this would be, top
Yeah.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Sam Ryder year.
Yeah. But this year it just seems like, he could get very little recognition for actually what he's bringing in terms of
Yeah.
his maybe originality of his song. Maybe that might just disappear amongst many quite interesting songs.
Yeah.
I mean, any points is already a big improvement for UK. So
For UK.
let's hope for that.
Gosh. Yeah,
Yes.
but that's a good candidate for the category. Thank you, Gerda. Anything else before we move on to the next one?
I would mention Latvia. I don't want to be a hater,
Yet you are.
yet I find myself in this. I don't know. Like I said in the previous episode, he doesn't touch me with his seriousness. Maybe he touches other people.
So you think he's trying to be so almost over the top serious and meaningful with his
Yes.
message and his
Yeah,
lyrics, but it's just not making the impact.
I mean, it
that
just
he would
seems
like
like
to make.
the message is a bit it's convoluted on itself, because it's ironic that he's preachy about other preachers and he's super serious and almost borderline sad and a bit, or that's the impression that I get.
Mhm.
Maybe others will think he's very lyrical and the voice is beautiful and it's some deep meaning, but I don't know if he all of his effort, in terms of your category, if it correlates with the outcome.
Okay, we will see. We will see. Right. Next category. So it is no secret that often next morning after Eurovision, we wake up with soft
Walk of shame.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting Eurovision parties for you.
It's very sexually charged today, Simona. But I wanted to say we wake up with sore throats because we were singing a lot. Why?
Jesus.
We were singing to some of the songs. So what will be these sing-along anthems that will be screaming our voices?
No
for?
rules. This is how I live, how I feel the wind beneath my wings. This is how I learned to fly. No rules.
That was a very failed eagle, but yeah.
That's one for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounded like a baby lasagna.
That's what I wanted to mention. Baby lasagna for sure.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can
I'm
see
gonna
myself
scream.
There's
Yeah.
no going back.
100%.
I think we're gonna also obviously scream to Look Dog.
Yes,
Yes.
we're gonna
Yeah.
sing that one.
You're a papa, personally.
Yeah, you're a papa. Potentially Italy for you guys who like Italy.
Yeah, but it's not the same. Like if
It's
you're
not
thinking
screamable.
like, it's not
Difficult to
screamable.
sing
song.
along.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
It's
too,
more like
she's too good.
sophisticated,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Italian cuisine is
Yeah.
sophisticated.
Yeah, you know.
We would call it,
You guys
You
wouldn't
know.
get it, but it's
Yeah.
sophisticated music.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not for you. Yeah.
we would admire her with our glass of Pinot Grigio,
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
like Madonna that she is.
Maybe similar to Spain, right? We will all say Zara, Zara, Zara,
sure.
Yeah.
but
Dun,
we
dun,
might
dun,
not be
dun,
screaming
dun,
it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly. I
Depends
think
on the level of drinking as well.
that's true. I think Musti's Before the Party is Over could be a screamable one.
On an emotional day.
Yeah.
Before the party is over. Before the party is over.
On an emotional day, I could imagine myself screaming. Maybe not in the Eurovision party. So I don't
Maybe
know if
before
it's-
going home or something.
Or before a fight.
Okay, this is like a great insight into our parties generally for those who haven't attended.
Okay. So yeah, getting those vocal cords ready for Finland, Croatia, Lithuania, and the Netherlands, it seems. Okay, next category. In the famous philosopher and previous Eurovision participant Karja, it's crazy. It's party. He famously said these words, I think, on the green carpet last year, and that really became a viral moment for him. So that's how Karja described his song last year, right? What is It's Crazy, It's Party this year? Which songs would fall into this category?
Estonia. I think it's
for
just
sure.
crazy. It's a party.
Finland.
Come on, yes.
Used as well, I think. Netherlands.
I think so.
Yeah, 100%,
I think
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
And even Croatia.
Yeah, Croatia.
He is even being compared to
Yeah.
Korea, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So many.
Simona, would you put Island into this category?
I think in a sense, like, it's crazy.
But it's not.
It's not like a very party song, but in the sort of sense or a feeling, it's just whatever goes in Eurovision. It's weird,
Yeah,
and it's
it's
wacky,
quirky,
it's interesting,
it's out there.
quirky.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I would put Ireland there,
In
but
that,
not in the same passion as I would,
Yeah.
shout cha 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 and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
If you headbang, it qualifies party, I think.
Exactly, and I have sadly headbanged at the parties.
Not sadly.
before.
Sadly for
that-
some people around you, but
Yeah.
not for you.
and for those holding the videos.
I would also put Greece and Armenia in this category as well,
Ah, yeah.
for different reasons. But Armenia is just so much fun. I can really see this, if executed well and charismatically, I can see this becoming a fan favorite during the Eurovision week, and the fans partying to it. Similarly, Greece as well. Ta ta
Mm-hmm.
ta ta.
I'm worried with a Greece that she's gonna be too cool to throw that kind of performance on the stage. So it will not be perceived as wacky and interesting in the same way. That's what I'm
Okay,
worried,
Yeah.
because she seems like she's a bit above it and too cool for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling like the listeners might not
What
perceive
gave you
it that
that
way.
impression that she's too cool? Because I guess both her music video and a little bit more kind of song kind of really showed that she's kind of down with these like Greek traditions. She's kind of like with the people from my point of view. But I was wondering what kind of how you shaped your perception.
I felt like her video sometimes mocks people's perception of Greece.
Yeah.
And that sort of mocking element doesn't sound like a party element. I feel like if you're mocking and sort of making fun of, people
A bit
enjoying
too
Greece this way,
intellectual, a bit too artistic.
feel like she could be, perceiving that, doing the same sort of party thing, it's a bit above her or something like that. So
Very
it's just the
interesting.
sense that I have.
Yeah. Is she, or has she been participating in any of the pre-parties?
I haven't seen anything.
Okay,
I
so
haven't seen anything, and I
It's
don't think we'll
difficult to
see
say.
her in
Yeah,
the pre-parties.
Yeah.
okay, so
That's
that
why I feel
definitely is a
like it-
mystery.
If she sort of enjoys and falls into sort of just to have fun on the stage, then I think it could be that it's a party. But if she's sort of like, trying to send the message in a bit more serious way, I mean, like, I don't think it will be such a party.
In any case, quite a few songs landed into this category, so surely a very fun year is awaiting, and a fun Eurovision season ahead of us. Right, next I have songs that make you feel things, or how I named the category Goosebumps Incoming.
Ah.
I've listened to Stuff You Should Know, Goosebumps episode today as well, so I'm quite...
Okay, so
I'm
what
not going
will
to
give
explain
you-
because I'll have to cut it.
But please tell us, Simona, which songs will give you goosebumps this year. So I'll already are giving you goosebumps.
Simona, are you joining in, or should I start?
I left.
You left. Okay. The one that gave me goosebumps in the pre-party was France. I think we mentioned that in the pre-party episode.
Mhm.
Don't know if that's going to be, if it will give me the same emotion through the television screens. But I think live, it just sounded phenomenal. I think otherwise, otherwise I don't have anything.
I think-
So please continue.
I was thinking Switzerland. If his vocal, if his sort of vocals really, they really could create a goosebumps territory.
Yeah, Ukraine as well, I think, is a strong contender.
It's Ukraine for me. Yeah, it was top of my list. Ukraine and Belgium. The final minute
Same.
of Musti's performance.
You know what? When I saw Musti singing that final stanza, repeating the words before the party's over, I really thought he was singing about existentially, about his life and before it ends, and really like shining like a star in that moment. And it's kind of giving me a bit of a trippy feeling, and admiring him for the life that he's projecting in that moment.
Mm.
I really enjoyed the fact that he sort of jumped around and stuff like that, and he could still keep his voice. But I feel like I would probably be more impressed or touched if he wasn't jumping around during shouting or singing that part, because I feel like that would sort of, I don't know, would be a bit more dramatic in some senses for me. But I really enjoyed his show.
So what about, I have another suggestion for you, Simona, someone who is not jumping around. What about Serbia? Any
I was
goosebump
actually
potential?
Considering Serbia. When you said that, I was scrolling through, and I think that part where it's sort of the main chorus.
Mm-hmm.
That can be very powerful, I think
so.
if she's done it right. I feel
Exactly.
I could feel husbands.
What?
Goosebumps. Oh
Do
my
you
god,
have
the
any
wine is
announcements for
really
us on this episode?
the wine is really kicking in. Goosebumps.
I think one that will undeniably give us goosebumps, but for kind of personal and biased reasons, will be Look Talk. There's kind of this emotion, at least that I feel when I see my country's performance done right. I just get goosebumps every time. So I think, yeah. I don't know if you guys feel the same.
100%.
But yeah, it's just so exciting to see something that you can be proud of.
Our boy. It's our boy.
It's our boy.
It's our boy. Go.
Talking of Lithuania, the next category, I don't think there will be much discussion there, but it's a very obvious category that has emerged this Eurovision season. I called it Twink Parade. So some of you might be wondering, what is a twink? To put it simply, LGBTQ plus community often refers to twinks as young, tall, skinnish, good-looking boys, right? Is that
Of
a fair
age?
Of age.
What?
Of age.
Oh my god.
So that's the description that we often find. Eurovision community has been using this term to describe quite a few acts this year, so it's been a category that naturally emerged. And Lithuania, Sylvester Bell that we just talked about, Ollie from the UK, maybe even Musti from Belgium fall into that category, right? But maybe there are some other candidates as well. And
Would Nemo fall into that category?
Yeah, I was wondering about Nemo.
potentially, I'm wondering, does the person has to be gay or not? I'm not well versed enough, because that would extend the definition further.
Yeah, because I would also put our Norwegish boys in that category as well.
100%.
Yeah, they definitely look twink adjacent.
I suppose we can call it a twink adjacent,
Yes.
just in case it doesn't extend.
I'm sure somebody will tell us in the comment whether we misinterpreting the terms. But I think Sylvester and Ollie just seemed like the front runners in that category.
In that category, yeah. And been called like that a few times already.
I've just been scrolling through the Eurovision scorecard and realized how many female acts there are, and there's not that many male acts. You know, weird.
But I think that the top 10s, our top 10s at least, are fairly evenly split. I felt like it was kind of well represented. You know, as males are often misrepresented in life, we just ensure that
they had fair representation.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so that's just the category. Probably does not require much further discussion, but something that the community has been talking a lot as the acts were revealed for this year. Right, and the final category, and now I'm realizing it might have some overlap with the Goosebumps incoming, but the category is called That Voice Tho. Impressive vocal performances that will make us wow.
Mm-hmm.
And recognizing that France, Switzerland, that we mentioned in the Goosebumps category, probably belong here as well.
Of
And
course.
Ukraine probably as well.
I have a
Ukraine.
bit of an outlier probably that will shock everybody, but Germany Isaac's voice is really, really good.
Mhm. Yeah, he
I
sounds
think, yeah,
really, really good
I think
in
he
most of the
deserves
live
to be in
recordings.
that part.
Yeah, and obviously Ilkin Dovlatov. Let's not forget him.
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yes.
Yes, that Voice Tho.
You know that I'll be there. You know I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there.
What was your comment, Simona, after her performance in the London party? Bloody can sing. I think that's
Bloody
what you
can
said.
sing. That's all I wrote about her. Bloody can sing.
I think Albania also had quite nice vocals. We don't often talk about Albania.
I won't go down, I'll never break. Like a titan, I'll be brave. Tonight.
But I feel like I remember, I don't know if in the revamped version it's as obvious, but in the original version, I think it was a very strong ballad, power ballad performance.
Another song that we don't often talk about, but I would add to this category, is Norway.
Oh, I was just thinking to
yeah.
add
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I think. Just that weird shouting.
Yeah. I couldn't do that. That's like good
Oh
control
my
of the
God.
voice, though.
Such a good impression.
Very good impression.
Exactly. I should be on that stage, clearly.
And
But very
August,
powerful.
you might find this controversial, but I would put Latvia into this category
Oh.
as well. I think Dons can sing.
I'm sure he can.
But I'm sure he can sing.
No, he can.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Allegedly or whatever.
August not
No,
impressed.
no. I believe
If
you.
you say so.
No, I believe you.
Okay, moving on. And one more
No,
name.
actually, I want to mention
Yeah, please.
Finland.
Shout out.
Oh,
Come on.
Sure.
Where the
okay.
blonde guy goes, that's how I live my life.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that deserves in that category. So
Yeah, sorry,
think
August.
that's-
You are blocked
I
this
mean,
time.
I understand what you mean. Like, he did sound good,
That's
but...
Now, let me give another example what I actually mean by this category, okay?
clearly August did not understand.
You know
Clearly,
what?
you need some schooling about
You know
what
what?
categories mean.
Screw your rules. Screw your categories.
August is just going by no rules. Yes.
Every-
Slovenia.
so-
Slovenia is kind of
Oh,
song that should
yeah.
belong in this category.
Yeah.
True,
Yeah,
true,
for
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
it
was
could also
cool.
belong in the Goosebumps. And I know we didn't mention, but I feel like
But did you
it's-
feel goosebumps at the live performance that
I
we saw?
liked it. I liked the way she was moving.
But did you feel goosebumps?
I only
Yeah,
felt
I was-
Goosebumps with one song in the pre-parties. I know it's not all of the
France.
songs, France, but even then I don't. Yeah, I think you
cannot
have to be
shut
there
up
to
talking
feel.
about France now.
But you have to be there to really experience it, right?
I
So-
know, it's France. It's really good.
You're shutting down a lot of people in this episode. Soon you'll just be on your own.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So I guess we can sum up that there is some overlap between Goosebumps and Amazing Voice, but it's not it's a Venn diagram, but it's not a proper overlap. Sometimes we can acknowledge that a performer has a phenomenal voice, but that does not necessarily give us Goosebumps, right?
Latvia.
I think we should create that Venn diagram and post it on our Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the categories I had prepared. Any other categories come to mind that you would like to talk about?
I was wondering, so I saw somebody asking this on Reddit a couple of months ago, and I was wondering about your opinions. So obviously this year we followed national finals in quite a bit of detail. So I wanted to ask which national finalists or like national selection processes you enjoyed the most. And you can pick any kind of criteria how you're kind of basing this assessment on, but for me a couple of them stood out because I have the most songs that I added to my Eurovision playlist from those national finals, and I felt that the Italian and the Ukrainian national finals had many good songs that I still listen to, and obviously both selected great performers to go to Eurovision, but just felt like those really stood out to me. I was wondering if you had any other notable national finals that you liked as we followed them this year?
Estonia. So it's not something that I have many songs to edit from, but I really, really enjoyed watching Estonia. And I enjoyed pretty much all of the songs that ended up in the final. And other than that, Sanremo.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to Mahmoud's Tuta Gold more than...
It's very popular, actually. It's actually a popular song now.
I listened to it more than Angelina Mango's La Noia.
I still listen to Sinceramente as well.
Yeah,
so I have
exactly.
3 songs from Sanremo, and yeah, all of them I just can't get enough of.
I would like to agree regarding Ukraine. I think that was phenomenal. It's just you can see how Ukraine produces such quality songs. They're so harsh in critiquing everything. You have good song, already pre-selected good songs, and then they really critique and ask themselves, can this song win? Not can the song do well, can the song win?
And
if
what kind of message are you bringing to on the European stage?
Exactly.
So,
and I'm still listening to Dreamer, which I'm pretty sure Gerda is as well listening.
Yeah, very good song.
I would like to do a bit of a shout out to Moldovan auditions.
Oh, for providing
you
content.
were on quite a journey with that selection, Simona, went
Thank you for showcasing what time means and what performance actually means on stage. If you don't do performance, I realized it's just how bad it can get. So it's really enjoyable when there is a performance. So, and what a selection. What a selection we produced, honestly.
What a group of people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I usually, like Katrina, really enjoy Moldova's performances. So I was so surprised to see what a wide selection they had beforehand to really pick that one gem. So thank you, Moldova. And that was something.
It was a personal journey for you.
I feel like I developed a lot throughout that time I was watching this.
Amazing. Please let us know what were your favorite national selections this year. And also let us know if there are any other categories that we missed and that emerged as you have been analyzing or thinking about the songs that we have this year. But with that, shall we transition to this week's social media echoes? Echoes.
On the World Wide Web. Social media
Echoes.
Social media echoes.
Oh, listeners are very happy.
You know what this podcast was missing? Unsolicited singing.
Unsolicited singing.
So guys, I've seen some news that Windows 95 man will be allowed to wear his nude underwear.
Woohoo!
Wow.
So for anyone rocking the Windows 95 inspired costume to their Eurovision parties, good news.
Oh, yes.
You can go naked.
Eyes on you.
Wait, but he's still wearing the little panties.
Yeah, but do you have nude underpants?
I don't.
So
no.
the closest thing is just going nude.
True.
That's
Okay.
what the rules say.
Damn, they really don't follow rules.
No rules.
Yeah, but for a while, it wasn't really clear whether they would be allowed to just wear new underpants. And the national broadcaster shared an Instagram reel with some pant options that delegation had prepared in case Windows 95 man was not allowed to wear the nude underwear. And most of these options were basically featuring Windows logo colors.
Of course.
Yeah, that looks good too.
Still very revealing.
Still very revealing. But what do you think generally about this? I wouldn't call it controversy, but about this debate, on whether or not it's appropriate for him to wear something like that. Because the idea was that in some countries, almost nudity or nudity-like scenes are not allowed to be shown before 9 p.m. But then if you look at some other performances, they are also exposing body parts quite a bit. Have you seen the rehearsals from Raven or Czechia and Aiko?
Came to mind, yeah.
Very revealing stuff, but no one is talking about that. So double standards, if you ask me. Double standards.
Everyone's comfortable with female nudity, not so much with male nudity.
We understand why, right? It's nice to look at.
But also, I'm surprised that this topic didn't come up with Spain's performance. Like,
With
that's
some male
very
ass.
revealing
Yeah.
and male as well.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
yeah, I don't know why Windows
guess-
95 man was kind of excluded.
Back nudity is somehow more accepted than front nudity, I
Mm.
guess.
But it's not even nudity. It's just,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fake nudity.
Mm.
Anyway, we can that debate is now done and dusted. Thankfully, we will see Windows 95 man's performance as it was
Thankfully, we will
supposed,
see. Thankfully, we will
as it was
see.
intended.
Thankfully, we will see. The triangle of beauty.
In other creative staging news, there were some interviews with the Dutch creative director about Joost Klein's staging. He suggested that in his interview that obviously Joost's performance will be very energetic and physically demanding, which I think comes as no surprise to the fans of his song. But what interests me the most is that the staging director said that the performance encapsulated the essence of Finland 2023, expected, but also Portugal 2017, which are two songs that I would never put together in one company. So for those who are not Eurovision historians, that's Karia's Cha Cha Cha
Mm-hmm.
and Portugal's winning song, the Salvador.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How?
I know. I think my theory is he's trolling us. And that would be very in character for anything to do with Joost Klein,
That's so true.
that they would be trolling us.
Yeah.
Another theory on Reddit suggested that maybe the ending where he's watching the building burn might have this emotional power to it, similar to Salvador's song.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that also made sense. But I also just have this idea that they might be trolling us because he also said like, oh, there's going to be something that's never been done before. And I swear I heard that about at least 3 Eurovision performances this year. So I feel like he's just like playing into some cliches.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And did you see the visuals he used in the pre-parties?
Yeah. The PowerPoint slides and
The
the word
PowerPoint
art.
slides. Will this be part of my Eurovision performance? Maybe it will. Worth saying like that in the background. I think he's a genius at trolling, so I wouldn't be surprised. One more from me. Have you seen the announcement about the postcards that we should expect this year?
No.
So you know the little videos that are shown before the performer goes onto stage.
Mm-hmm.
Some years they are amazing at revealing the performer's personality and maybe something special about their life or where they are from. Some other years they are quite generic and boring, more focusing on the host countries, landscapes and castles. So what they are doing this year, first of all, they are saying that this will be a green postcards in a sense that they will be sustainable, because quite often the Eurovision producers travel to the countries of each participant and they film something there, which is obviously not the most sustainable way. So this year they will be asking for the performers to film the postcards with the mobile device in a selfie mode and send it to the producers, and that's why they are calling it greener. So not sure if it's a bit of a greenwashing or it's just more of a money-saving alternative initiative. In any case, I think could be quite fun. And they also said that in the postcards they will incorporate a visual of the map showing where the country is.
Right.
So some people might find it helpful, but that also caused a bit of discussion in the comments around the disputed borders and all of these political aspects of the borders and how that will be presented. So
true.
Some heated comments to be expected from those as a result of those postcards as well.
Man, Eurovision and politics. It's the duo that never...
What are you talking about? Eurovision, political?
In a couple of fun snapshots from social media that I've seen, there's plenty of artist content, by the way, these weeks, because I think everyone's just getting on board of the Eurovision social media train, but I picked a few that made me giggle. So Don's released a version of his song where his animated egg self is singing his song. And I think he's leaning into all of the memes that he's bald and looks like an egg. And it's just
Oh, wait,
hilarious.
so he released that
Exactly.
himself.
Yes.
I didn't
It was-
realize that it was him.
I
Yeah.
was someone else did it.
That makes
There-
it cooler.
There were a few already good posts by him before, when, for example, in Madrid's pre-parties, because it was happening over Easter, the pre-party organizers wrote on the mirror that "Happy Easter, you're our favorite egg." And that went quite viral. So I think there were a lot of jokes leading to this moment where he released this animated version, and it's hilarious. Obviously, the egg has his own voice, so it's not just Don singing it's this high pitch
Oh,
kind
really?
of sped
Okay.
up version of the song.
Right.
And yeah, I recommend watching it. It's
Amazing.
quite
Funny.
entertaining.
I respect him a bit more.
Yeah, he looks
After
like
this.
a very fun guy. He looks like so much fun.
Okay.
So yeah, I think
I just remember he was in your bottom 3, August.
I didn't
Cannot
really
believe
rank
it.
the bottoms,
Yeah,
but
but when
I
asked
just
who's
I
at your
thought
bottom
that
3,
he was taking himself a bit too seriously, and his whole song was, I thought, a little bit patronizing. But now when we learn about the egg, it makes me think that maybe he's cool.
he's fun. He's fun. Another meme that I really appreciated, and it ties back to our discussion about Twinks, is there was a picture of Ollie, Nemo, Sylvester, and Bambi Thug, and somebody called them the LGBT ABBA, which I definitely related to because they just look iconic.
oh wow.
And
Wow.
they just represent the community really well, I think. And they did like a lot of social media posts, I think, like vibing. I think
Yeah.
Ollie posted a video saying like, can't wait to reunite with my internet besties or social media besties before this week's rehearsal. So yeah, LGBT community is thriving. So yeah, fun meme. Any other fun or not so fun social media echoes?
Only fun things.
Only
this
fun
week.
things this week. Great. We learned how to end episodes finally.
Okay, so with that, thank you very much for listening, everyone. Eurovision is almost there. Eurovision week is upon us. Only 5 days left until the first semi-final. Very, very exciting.
From the day we released the video, yes.
Very, very excited. Next week will be a busy week for us. We have quite a bit of extra episodes prepared for you, including some guides to the semifinals. And then, of course, we'll be sharing our thoughts and reactions to the final. Very, very, very exciting.
The culmination of
Yes.
our journey is almost here.
Yeah, it's exciting, but also sad in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little
I'm
bit.
just hoping we can stay civilized after the final, because we did have very different top fives, and only one winner can win. So,
Yeah.
guys, let's hope it's the right winner.
I'm
It's my
betting-
choice.
I'm
Let's hope it's my
betting
winner.
a lot of money on Sylvester.
Okay.
All of my savings.
Oh, okay. Is that the right choice?
I would be very rich, man.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll find out the truth very, very soon. So once again, thank you so much for listening. If you don't mind, please subscribe to our channels. Please tell us what other categories you have identified this Eurovision season. We would love to know your thoughts. See you next week.
Bye.